200 members of the Washington National Guard have been called up to come into Seattle. 75 have been deployed to Seattle tonight. The other 100.
I am also taking swift and decisive action to protect our great capital, Washington, D.C. What happened in the city last night was a total disgrace. As we speak, I am dispatching thousands and thousands of heavily armed soldiers, military personnel, and law enforcement officers to stop the rioting, looting, vandalism, assaults, and the wanton destruction of property.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Alfred Johnson here, your friend and a fellow patriot. I love you. I love you. I love you. Hey, listen, I thank you for sharing the program, sharing these videos to your friends and to your family. Again, I'm hoping that it's a benefit to you item by item. And I'm not picking out all of his. I'm just picking out some of them. I mean, every one of the items, this legislation that he's passing, all of it has an impact on us. We might not know what that impact is, and that's what I'm hoping to shine some light on right now. What those laws mean to us personally. What does it mean to us as the black family and the black community, black Americans? What does it mean for Hispanic Americans, brown Americans, Latino Americans, Hispanic Americans? What does it mean? How do these? What are the ramifications of those laws on our communities? And folks, I'm hoping that this is helping you. By the way, these are laws. These are not opinions that I'm giving you right now. These are policies. There's a big difference between policies and opinions. Opinions where you can get on the news and they'll just tell you what to think. They'll tell you what to think about stuff. And then that's where you grab hold of it because they said it so convincingly. Now, they didn't even refer to facts. They didn't even refer to policies. They didn't refer to laws, the things that matter to us. No, all they did was foment a bunch of hatred by giving their spin on everything that's occurring in this world. They're doing it to aggravate you and to turn you against your fellow citizens. They have another agenda, and it's evil, all right? And you're watching it play out before your very eyes. There's no need trying to ignore it. What's going on has nothing to do with the brother that was killed in Portland. It has nothing to do with it. They have gone from him to then they moved to the whole white race as a whole. They went, and now the whole police department, now that's under control. Now the whole American system and all of its history. No, they had that in mind right from the beginning. They just used the blacks. Y'all heard me correctly. They used us. They know that we still feel a pinch about what was done to our ancestors, which, by the way, didn't happen to you. Okay, we have an opportunity now that's remarkable. But nonetheless, they're using a little bit of anger that we still have. And what they're doing is they're monetizing it. And that means that they're turning it into money. They're turning it into leverage. And they're using our pain to help to foment their hatred. And they're hoping that we just go right along with it. For you to speak against your own police department. That's what they're hoping that you do. Knowing that you need them, who else are we going to be calling on when things go wrong in our community but the police? We better wake up, folks. They are using you. They're lying to you. And you have choices. You can either wake yourself up. I don't know how in the world you call yourself woke while you're fighting against the police that are protecting you. How in the world is that woke? You might be numb and dumb, but you're not woke. You got to wake up. Okay? These folks are putting your family in danger, and you better wake up. However, I'm coming with good news, systematically letting you know about these policies and how they're affecting you. This stuff is very, very real. Okay? Hey, how about this one right here? This is some good stuff right here. Now, what I'm about to talk to you right now about is the vocational training and things. Listen, y'all, not all of our children are going to be going to college, right? It becomes very important that if you're not college material, and some are just not college material, it's just plain, it's no problem though. You don't have to be college material. Who said you had to be college material? And if you're not, it's going to be very important that you have a trade, something that you can market yourself with so you can grow in it. Eventually you can open your own business, but you do want to have something under your belt. Either your college material, you're an educator, you're able to articulate, you can do other things, you can become a lawyer or whatever, doctor, whatever, one of those fields, or you need to learn a trade. Something that you can market, something that you can grow in, something that you can start a business in, all right? And many of our public schools, they no longer have those kind of trades classes. I don't know what kind of deal was struck between certain trade unions or whatsoever or other trade with the public school. I have no idea. All I know is that many public schools just dropped their trades program altogether, and those were the programs that blacks and Hispanics especially were going to be needing in order to compete. I have a feeling they got rid of it to keep the competition down. So there's not as much competition in auto repairs or in carpentry or working with electricity and things of this sort. But here's what the president has done. He signed the first Perkins CTE reauthorization since 2006, authorizing more than $1 billion for states each year to fund vocational and career education programs. $1 billion a year. By the way, he reauthorized this Perkins CTE program. It hasn't been reauthorized since 2006. You're talking 14 years, and that included the entire span of the Obama administration. Obama did not reauthorize this. It was already in law before. He just didn't reauthorize it so that funding can go for these trades and for these programs. Could he have done it? Yes, he could have. Did he do it? No. Who did it? Trump. Okay? $1 billion for states each year to fund vocational and career education programs. Now, I don't even have to explain to you what that means to our race. I don't have to explain it to you. If you have these kind of revenues that are available for states to train, to see to it that blacks are able to, and brown are able to partake of these trade programs and these vocational programs, these career education programs, folks, this kind of opportunity is amazing. And the president is throwing some dollars behind it to help our children. To help our children. Folks, this is not an opinion. I am not giving you an opinion. This has been reauthorized by the chief executive of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, in favor of our people. Now, what are you going to do about that? You're going to vote against that? You're going to vote against him? If Biden was interested in renewing, by the way, everything I've already mentioned to you, Biden could have done as well with Obama. He could have suggested it powerfully. I have a feeling that these discussions never even came up. They presumed upon your vote. They were hoping that you just vote the way you always vote. The way your mama did, your mama's mom, your mama's mom. They're hoping that you do that. They're hoping that they automatically have your vote. That's the reason why this wasn't renewed as soon as President Obama stepped into office. It was reserved, on comes Trump, to ensure that $1 billion, not $1 million, 1,000 million is set aside to help our babies, to fund vocational and career education programs. Donald J. Trump. Folks, you better go ahead and let's get on this wagon and support it for the good of our people. And stop calling him racist when you see everything I just mentioned to you done under Trump. All of the great benefits of his policy, his policies. No, they are not Obama's policies living out in Trump. These are specifically Trump policies. Many of them running directly counter to what Obama was doing or President Obama was doing. Okay? This is President Donald J. Trump, and you need to wake up. Stop looking for racist things. By the way, y'all, the media knows that triggers you. They know it. That's why they keep using it, and you keep falling prey to it. Donald Trump is not racist, and every black that's near him tells you that. People that know him personally, blacks that know him personally, they're telling you no, he's not racist. Matter of fact, he's a friend to our race. Based on the things that I'm showing you right here, it shows that he has taken the black community to heart. These things that I just mentioned to you are hugely in our favor. And by the way, it's not my opinion. You can get the same information. It's either a law or it isn't. It's either his policy or it isn't. Forget opinions. Forget all about what they say, he said, that she said, that he said. Forget all about that. Is it signed into law? Because if it's signed into law, it tells you whether or not Trump is solidly behind it, because he would have had to have signed it. He would have had to give attention to it. And if he did, then there's no reason for you to keep up with the lie about Trump being against our people, against everything that I'm showing you here. Now, folks, I love you and I respect you. If I didn't think you were thoughtful, I wouldn't even waste my time with these programs. I think you're a thoughtful people. My people are thoughtful. My people are reflective. And I'm hoping that this gives you the opportunity to listen long enough. Most of the time when I'm trying to speak to my Democrat black family, they don't sit down long enough for me to be able to communicate to them. They're ready to argue with a bunch of feeling and emotion and nonsense and a bunch of hearsay, bunch of stuff from the news, instead of seeking after the truth and running after it with all your heart. You can do this, everyone. Stop being prejudiced. Yes, you're prejudiced when you're coming to opinions before gathering all the facts. Gather the facts and then let your opinion follow. All right? So one more time, that's $1 billion to help our babies get career training, vocational training, trades, and things of that sort, folks. The president also signed an executive order expanding apprenticeship opportunities for students and workers. One more time, the president, Donald J. Trump, signed an executive order expanding apprenticeship opportunities for students and workers. Apprenticeships. Allowing young men and young women the opportunity of serving within an industry or one of the local small businesses and things of this sort, rolling back regulations about certain kinds of apprenticeship activities, and allowing these people to learn. Okay? And listen, if the government is able to help the small businesses to bring on these individuals, all well and good. I think that's going to help our community. Or else make it to where those small businesses, they don't have to bring on the full burden of trying to train someone, and everything else. If you can lighten the load of these small businesses and lighten their liability, they can bring on young people and make certain that they're trained and that they're skilled. And I'm so glad that the president has taken this initiative to care for our young people and to sign an executive order. By the way, an executive order means that it's being expedited. What that means is this. He is not waiting on the House and the Senate to vote on these measures and then he would sign on to it. Now, that's the way we really want all laws to occur, to be honest with you. You'd prefer that they come from the House and head on over to the Senate or vice versa or whatever. And then, they come, they argue it out and they figure out the best way to help people. And then that bill goes to the president. If he likes it, he takes his time to reviews it, gets his group to look at it. If it's good, he signs it into law. All well and good, because that keeps it on the books. But if that doesn't occur, or if there's an emergency, something that needs to be acted on right now, we really don't have time for the Congress to sit there and deliberate for months and months and argue over these important issues. This is very simple. We need to get our young black men trained. We're at almost like a crisis moment in terms of having our young men skilled and ready for work. The president says, no, we're going to go ahead and sign an executive order expanding apprenticeship opportunities for students and workers, giving your babies, the black community, the opportunity to get professional training, to be able to be on a job and learn the particular skills of that job, to know what to expect so that when they graduate, or if they're looking at changing a field, they have some knowledge of what they're going into. Furthermore, it gives these businesses the opportunity to mentor our babies, to mentor them, because business takes a certain state of mind. It isn't easy. If you don't own your own business, you don't really know. Matter of fact, if I were you, look, just clam it as it concerns these small businesses and what they're not millionaires. Many of these are just hanging on by the skin of their teeth while they're taking care of families that are employed by them. They're just pushing. They have dreams and they're just pushing. And along the way, they're helping families who work for them and individuals who work for them. Many of them are not millionaires. Matter of fact, most are not millionaires or multimillionaires. They're just like you, it's just that they had the wisdom to start their own business and they had the determination to just stay at it. And through the ups and downs of growth and contraction, they just kept pressing and pressing, and they learned along the way, and they took classes, and they talked to other business people, and they went on the internet to learn more and more and more. They took on the challenge, all right? But still, that doesn't mean that they're filthy rich and they just own that. No, they're just pushing. They're just pushing, and they're helping people along the way. Well, you're going to need that kind of mentorship. You need people. Your children need people that are willing to pour into them and tell them, listen, this is how you do this, this, and this. Do you want to start a business? Well, then here goes the measures. This is what you need to do. In the meantime, this is how you do this particular job that I need to have done. And they let the children learn, or let workers who are looking to change their career field, they're looking to let them learn. Let these young people learn some new things. The president has backed that for our people. Now, what are you going to do about that? No, this was signed in executive order by this president, Donald J. Trump. Okay, folks, this is an amazing opportunity for our children, these vocational programs. And by the way, what ends up happening if our children, and if there's not a growing labor base among our race, the crime rate corresponds. It directly is correspondent. If there's high unemployment among our race, then there will be higher crime rates among our race. If there's lower unemployment among our race, the crime rate also drops proportionally. Folks, we have the opportunity to bring hope to our race by bringing work to our race. Work does a lot to teach on a variety of levels, in terms of discipline, in terms of excellence, in terms of cooperating with other human beings, and in terms of being particular in your work. It helps to develop you as an individual. This is why employment is so very, very, very important, and being prepared for the kind of career that's not frustrating, a career where you might have some extra money left over to either grow your ability to make more money, that is, open a business, or give more to not-for-profits and to other people that need it. Maybe take care of vacations when you might want it, or some other security things such as different insurances, or maybe just your American dream items. Get yourself the house that you want and everything else. But that's what happens when employment is growing. Okay, that's what's happening under our president. He's considered this issue of training, making certain that blacks have the training that they need in order to get to their next level. Our young people have the training that they need to get to their next level. Now, family, we have the opportunity. Do we back this initiative with the president, or do we try to cancel it out, along with everything else in our culture that this cancel culture is trying to perform? You choose. I'm telling you, if you were wise, you would reconsider a position that's opposed to what Trump is doing. Listen, you may not like his personality, but that's not what we're voting in. Don't get me wrong, he still has to relate with people and nations. By the way, America's respected all over the world. Don't listen to the media, what they're saying about Trump and how the nations are responding to him. When you see what's going on in the Middle East, when those nations are aligning themselves with Israel, that's Trump's work. Just trust me in that right there, okay, everybody? That's a beautiful thing that's happening over there under his administration. And they're borrowing the strength of America. They're leveraging America against the instability in their regions, okay? What a beautiful thing is happening under this president. And if I were you, I would reconsider. If I wasn't going to be voting for Trump, I would vote now. Let's go ahead and do it, everyone. This is a big year, and it could spell the end of these beautiful things. Okay, I'm asking that you reconsider. Vote for Donald J. Trump, y'all. You got to go ahead and do it. Vote for him. Now, this is not a personality thing. I'm going straight by policy. Straight policy. I'm not even concerned about the race. I'm sorry, in terms of who's running, what this black person is. See, because that's not going to help my children, my grandchildren, neither yours. What color they are, whatever. No. What are the policies? What are they passing into law? And when I look at these policies that Trump has passed, not that he promised to pass, no, he passed them. It's an opportunity for all of us to go ahead and keep it going, to help our babies out, okay? Let's make it happen. I love you. Hey, share this. Now listen, don't you dare let this program pass without sharing it to somebody, okay? I love you and I respect you. We'll talk to you.
I am also taking swift and decisive action to protect our great capital, Washington, D.C. What happened in this city last night was a total disgrace. As we speak, I am dispatching thousands and thousands of heavily armed soldiers, military personnel, and law enforcement